I'm going to take the video that I created for my Decade app members. I'm going to strip it down just a little bit for speed and obviously just to kind of respect my members that have paid a little bit of money for the Decade app. But I'm going to try to post a video here that really shows you a lot that went into the decision-making process and then the execution process here with Collin Morikawa on the 72nd hole at the PGA Championship. And I really think this is going to be an amazing video, even in its stripped down format. The video in the app is 15, 18 minutes long, something like that. And I'm going to try to leave this thing a good 7 or 8 minutes. So enjoy. What a golf tournament the 2020 PGA Championship was. I'm not sure I've really ever enjoyed watching a golf tournament that much. And it wasn't just because 3 players who attended my Decade seminar in college were in the hunt with Cameron Champ, Collin Morikawa, and Bryson DeChambeau. Obviously, it's always fun to to root for guys that you have somewhat of a vested interest in. But that shot into the 72nd hole was just absolutely Decade perfection. We're clearly going to break that thing down a number of different ways in this video. Let's start by listening to the entire shot, and I tried to caption it as best I could. There's a few things in the middle that I couldn't quite get, but what I've got captioned here is spot on correct. Let's take a listen.
161 hole. Got to at least get it. 6? Minimum. Yeah, minimum is 5 on, so 6 short.
10. 61, 51.
Yeah. I'm trying. Ideally, though, we'd pitch it 6 short, right? So 55.
Yeah, quarter?
No, it's mostly down. Cut on the left.
Hold.
Hold. Oh yeah. Yep.
9, right?
Yep. All day. Couldn't be better.
You're not a...
I think it's the same club as Muirfield Village.
Yep, right.
It was an 8 or a 9.
A little bit.
We're going right edge of the buffer.
Correct. Just inside that triangle is your
Right?
finish.
Okay.
I'm trying to pitch it 55. So it's cold, but there is some help. You good?
11, 55, 61 hole.
Yeah.
I'm going to speed some of this up in the spirit of brevity. I really do try my hardest to provide as accurate and just totally unbiased, impartial information as physically possible. So I've gone back to these satellites and I've tried to perfectly relocate where Collin's ball was, and let me show you how I did that. Speeding right along again, but I can assure you all of these plots with where the new tee box is, where his approach shot was, and where the hole location was are in the exact correct spot. Now that we've got the shot perfectly set up, we're just going to go step by step right through the Decade acronym and see what kind of a target it would spit out for us. Obviously, our first question is D distance. How far are we? Well, we're 161 yards to the hole.
161 hole.
61.
Got to at least get it.
6?
Minimum. Yeah, minimum is 5 on, so.
After the distance, you heard JJ say minimum is, and he kind of paused for a second, and Collin said 6, and then JJ went in with 5 on. And what he was talking about there is how far the carry was. So you can see these squares are 5-yard increments, just like they are in the Decade yardage books. And so he was saying minimum is, and Collin was kind of one step ahead of him saying 6, because you can see it's just barely past this 5 block, but 5, 6, whatever.
6 short.
10. 61, 51.
Yeah.
So now what they've said is Collin has gone with his number of 6. So he says, so it's 151, 161. And what he's meaning is if the pin is 16 yards on the green and it's 6 yards to carry to the front edge on line with the pin, well, obviously that carry is 10 yards short. So he's 151 to this point and 161 total to the hole.
I'm trying. Ideally, though, we'd pitch it 6 short, right? So 55.
Obviously, all they're saying there is they expect this ball to skip about 6 yards when it lands, so they're trying to land at 155 to be 161 total, which is pretty much exactly what it did. It skipped about 6 yards, as you can see right here. But the interesting thing is you would expect from our initial videos on shot patterns and the fact that for a right-handed player, your pulls tend to be in the long left portion of your shot pattern, your flares to the right tend to be short right. This shot winds up basically exactly where you would expect it to due to shot pattern tendencies.
Yeah, Quarter?
No, it's mostly down. Cut on the left.
What we've been listening to so far is a lot of A analyze, so let's get caught up to where they're at. Obviously, D distance, we've got 161. E expectation, scoring average on the PGA Tour from this exact spot is 3 strokes to hole out, essentially. Our baseline number from 161, our correct target, is 8 paces from the left edge. And now we're finally caught up to the A analyze portion, and as you've seen, conditions weren't real soft, they weren't real firm, they were just pretty average. Obviously there's a little bit of wind because they're talking about it being down and off the left, but overall, and how Colin pulled off this E-execute portion while trying to win his first major is just going to blow your mind.
Correct. Just inside that triangle is your finish.
Correct.
I'm trying to pitch it 55. So it's cold, but there is some help.
An absolutely perfect last image for JJ to repaint the entire shot for him. 55, it's cold, but we have some help.
You good?
Love it. 55, 61 baby.
Colin reaffirms everything with an I love it. It's 155, 161 hole, wind is helping, he knows his target is the right edge of that bunker. And now, this is where it gets great. Let's bring in his tee shot from number 17 and see how these two sync up, considering it's essentially the exact same shot he's trying to hit. With that mental chatter that I talk about all the time, let's see what the rhythm of his shot and his sequence is from the time he takes his first step until impact.
Nice full 9-9. Right down the right edge of that bunker.
Lucky.
I mean, that's spot on. It's honestly insane. Let's watch this again. Watch how he takes a step. And the camera angle's a little off here, but you can see he takes the first look. And then I'm going to zoom in so you can see a little bit better when the camera comes back. The last look to the target, exact same time. Start the swing at the exact same time and impact. You've got to be kidding me. That is insane. If you know me, you know that I could probably go on for hours and hours on this one shot. I can't believe how perfect every aspect of this is. But what I really need everyone to see is this is what perfection is. I hate saying the word perfection, but man, that is just incredible how great of a target he took, how present he was. There weren't a whole bunch of rambling thoughts going on in his head. You can clearly tell because the timing of that routine. And most importantly, JJ, his caddy, was doing an amazing job. Nothing but positive comments. This is where we want to go. We want to carry it here. We want to do this. Colin, I love it. I'm going here. Not, don't go left. Left is dead. I could make double if I go left. Don't do that. I wonder what's going on behind me. None of that stuff. Nothing but I want to carry it 155. I want it to be 161 total. I want it to the right edge of that bunker. And I'm going to go through the exact same mental process, mental script that I always do. As Tiger Woods says,
I've always played aggressively. Yes, 100%. I am very aggressive, but I am aggressive to my spots. And so wherever I choose the spot is going to be, it may be a little more on the conservative side, but I'm still playing aggressively to that spot.
that is exactly what Colin did, which is what allowed him to get away with, not his best shot. But you know what? I bet in the previous 71 holes, he hit a whole bunch of really good shots, and he hit them all with really good targets, which allowed him to just cruise to his first major championship. Congratulations.